Good evening. The date is January 28th, and I'd like to call to order the January 28th meeting of Norwalk Common Council. If you please rise and join me in pledging allegiance to our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Burnett,
Present.
Mr. Goldstein,
Here.
Mr. Lopez,
Present.
Ms. Najolski Eichner,
Present.
Ms. Smith,
Here.
Ms. Ayers, present, Mr. C,
Present.
Mr. Wiggins, Ms. Young,
Here.
Ms. Edie,
Here.
Ms. Winterstrand,
Here.
Ms. Dunn,
Here.
Mr. Sutton,
Present.
Mr. Frere,
Here.
Ms. Shanahan,
Here.
Mr. Wiggins. 14, we have a quorum.
14 here. Next item on the agenda is the acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting of January 14th. Do I have a motion? Ms. Shanahan, are there any corrections, deletions, or omissions? Seeing none, all in favor of the minutes as submitted? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. Next is public participation. Do we have anybody here in the chambers that wish to address the common council? James, do we have anybody online?
There are none, Mr. Mayor.
What do you say?
No one.
Okay. So we will close public participation. Under resignations and appointments, the first resignation is Hector Patches from the Planning and Zoning Commission alternate. I do want to thank him for his service. He has reasons that he has to resign, and he, from what I understand, he was really a good addition to the Planning and Zoning Commission. So I want to thank him for his service. Next, we have appointments. First appointment is Gay McLeod for Tree Advisory. Do I have a motion?
I would like to forward her name.
Shanahan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Gay McLeod has served on the TAC commission before. She in fact was on it for such a long time that she was vice chair at one point. Now that she has retired, she has raised her hand to act as a member again of the Tree Advisory. Last year, she was a tree liaison as a volunteer, and she found more than 50 sites for trees in the city of Norwalk. So we can't think of anybody who would be better suited to join the Tree Advisory Committee than Mrs. McLeod.
Thank you. Further comments, discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations. Next, we have appointment to the Arts and Culture Commission. Brad Dancer. That's kind of an interesting name to be on the Arts and Culture Commission. But do I have a motion?
You.
Yeah, Ms. Morgenstern?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to move Mr. Brad Dancer for an appointment on the Arts and Culture Commission. He has lived in Norwalk for the last 5 years. He has fallen in love with the city. I have had a very nice conversation with him. He has a highly distinguished career in media strategy and audience engagement. He was the executive vice president with National Geographic across all media and programming platforms. And he's currently general manager of WSHU Public Radio, which is a cultural jewel in this region. And I think he's very enthusiastic and would make an excellent appointee to this commission.
Thank you. Further comments or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Is Mr. Dancer here?
I don't think so.
Apparently not. Okay, next we have the appointment of Kevin Huffman to the Arts and Cultural Commission. Do I have a motion? Where to stand?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to move Mr. Kevin Huffman and support his appointment to the Arts and Culture Commission. He is a 25-year resident of Norwalk. He is a producer, director, writer with extensive credits in documentary filmmaking, news, television, story writing, and production. He plays a major role in the development of the Norwalk Film Festival, which I think some of us attended recently. He's on the board and he's been instrumental in the growth of that cultural aspect of Norwalk. He strongly believes the performing arts and visual arts are key drivers in the city's economic and community well-being, and I support this appointment.
Further comment or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Mr. Huffman is Mr. Huffman here? Next, we have Mr. Richard Stein for the Historical Commission. Do I have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Goldstein?
Rich is someone who is young and living here in Norwalk, currently the Director of Code Compliance with Valley Living. He's someone who has extensive experience in realty and in state and local politics and government. I have met with him on a couple occasions. He's smart, conscientious, has a deep interest in history and politics and local history as much as national history. I think someone who would be an apt fit for the Historical Commission, and I support his nomination, and I see him.
Okay. Any further comment or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations. Thank you for your willingness to serve. Next, we have three appointments to the Arts and Culture Commission. Any objection to moving them all at once?
No.
Okay, who's going to make the motion?
I will,
Okay, Ms.
Mr.
Word.
Mayor. So should I go through them one by one? Can you do them all? So Ms. Naomi Clark is up for reappointment. I'd like to thank her for her service to the Arts and Culture Commission. She's a teacher, a visual artist, a painter. She's very passionate about engaging the public in public art projects. She's an advocate for artist in residence programs in the school system. She is very skilled with executing major public art installations, and at a time when the city has been so active in highlighting public art, I think she's an excellent reappointee. Then there's Mr. Steve Rust, who's also up for reappointment to Arts and Culture. He is a longtime infrastructure designer. He's an industry leader. He has served on the commission for 3 years, and people in Norwalk will know him as the project manager for the renovation of the Wall Street Theater. He was very instrumental in that, which is now the District Music Hall. He describes that as a highlight of his very illustrious career. And he was proud to be part of the team that brought that theater back to continue to revitalize that neighborhood of Norwalk. Finally, Ms. Nori Gruden is also up for reappointment. She's been a member of this commission since 2017. She has a degree in communications from Norwalk Community College. She's an exemplary volunteer in the community. She's active with lots of different festivals and organizations going way back into the 2000s. She's an excellent team member, and I'm happy to also move her reappointment.
Thank you. Any further comment or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Are any of them here? Apparently not. Okay. But it carries anyway. Next, on the mayor's remarks, for those of you who may have been online, I was pleased and blessed to give the State of the City address this evening. Right here in Council Chambers. I'm proud to announce that the city is running extremely well. There's so much happening. If anybody wishes to see it and sit through it, it's on YouTube, I believe, and they can get on and take a look at that. But I want to thank the council, because none of that happens without the council. None of it happens without the people who work for the city. None of it happens, you know, we know how much money you guys get. But, you know, it's a blessing, really, to be able to work for this city and have so much support and have so many dedicated and professional employees and public servants. I think the city of Norwalk is very blessed as well to have everybody that is willing to give their time and energy to making the city the great place it is. Thank you. And I have no further remarks. I'll turn it over to the council president.
Thank you, Mayor.
I don't want to talk anymore.
And you've been talking for a while. But I would like to also thank you for your State of the City address tonight and acknowledging the dedicated staff who work so hard for the residents of Norwalk every day. And it can be really hard, you know, it can be really hard. So I'd also like to thank the staff for their dedication to doing the best they can for the residents of Norwalk. And also, I want to make sure to thank you for your leadership. You know, we couldn't do the work that we do without your leadership, and it's an honor and pleasure to work with you every day. So
I
thank
want to
you.
acknowledge my chief of staff, Tom, who does a lot.
Yeah, we know him pretty well. And with that,
Thank you.
and with that, I will turn the consent calendar over to Ms. Shannon.
Thank you very much. So we're starting at 7A ordinance. Number 1, approve section 932 entitled Districts Established Concerning the Reapportionment of Common Council Voting Districts. Section 7B, Economic and Community Development. 1, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute an agreement with New York Con Corp. To provide on-call traffic signal emergency services for an amount not to exceed $21,572.32, account noted. Number 2, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to enter into a maintenance agreement with the Connecticut Department of Transportation under Route 136, Rowayton Avenue, from Cudlip Street to Penurier Street. Number 3, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute an amendment to increase the Fuss and O'Neill contract by $471,000 for an additional transportation engineering related design services for Wall Street corridor improvements, account noted. Number 4, authorize Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute a license agreement with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for the use of 3 rooms, 729 square feet on the 2nd floor at 3 Belden Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut, for a term of 3 years, with 2 one-year extension options, terminable on 90 days notice, advance notice, for a fee of $4.50 per square foot, which is equal to $3,280 per year or $273 per month. Number 5, authorize Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute a license agreement with the NAACP Norwalk branch for the use of 468 square feet on the 1st floor of 3 Belden Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut, for a term of 3 years with 2 one-year extension options, terminable on 90 days advance notice, for an annual fee of $4.50 per square foot, which is equal to $2,106 per year or $175.50 per month. Number 6, authorize Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute a license agreement with the Norwalk Redevelopment Agency for the use of 714 square feet on the 2nd floor of 3 Belden Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut, for a term of 3 years with 2 one-year extension options, terminable on 90 days notice, advance notice, for an annual fee of $4.50 per square foot, which is equal to $3,213 annually or $268 per month. And that's the consent calendar. Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry.
Short and sweet.
Thank you, Ms. Shanahan.
Council President, Councilman Seen is to recuse himself from the reapportionment ordinance. So let's take that off the consent calendar. Let's vote on the rest of the items and then we'll put the ordinance back up. So Councilman Seen can recuse.
Thank you for that.
Okay,
Okay.
which one is that?
So that's just the ordinance item that
Yes.
come off consent.
Yeah.
The economic community development item, if we just read it, to the consent calendar can stay.
Okay, so we will vote on the consent calendar as read, beginning with all
With
of the,
section B.
yeah, section B, all of section B. And we are removing item A1 from the consent calendar. So all in favor of the consent calendar as amended, please raise your hand. Okay, that is unanimous. And now we can have Mr. C recuse himself. Alternative.
Please let the record show that Mr. C is recusing himself for item number 7A1, and I'll turn it over to Ms.
I'll
Shanahan.
read it again. This is A ordinance 1, approve section 9-32 entitled Districts Established Concerning the Reapportionment of Common Council Voting Districts. And we've talked about it so many times, I don't think that we need to go through it again. We're just basically, the only change is that we're putting the meets and bounds in the actual ordinance itself.
All in favor of item 7A1? Opposed? Extensions? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Ms. Shanahan?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn at
7:50.
7:50. All in favor? Opposed? Extensions? We are adjourned at 7:50. Thank you.
All right.